Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Yes, sir. We back at it. We back at it. We are back at it. And I am here just delivering the message. So shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to everybody that watched this on the replay. I was able to, and actually, let me do something really quick before we get started here. In 1 second. All right, all right, all right. So yeah, it almost felt like I slept here. Like I went on the Cali West show last night. Definitely gave my 2 cents on racism. Chopped it up with the brothers. Had an excellent fellowship. So shout out to everybody there. Actually, special shout out to Cali West for even bringing me up. I appreciate you, Big Dog, for doing that. You didn't have to, but let me speak my piece. And I totally disagree with the whole racism notion, but I do appreciate you, my brother from another mother. So shout out to you.
My nigga.
And shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out everybody in the coach tribe. And I just want to touch on this really quick. And it looks like we already got somebody here. Cali West, shout out to you, big dog, man. I was just talking about you, man. I appreciate you for bringing me up last night. One more time.
My nigga.
You're a real one, man. I really appreciate you bringing me on the show to speak my piece. And ultimately, man, I know we're going to agree to disagree. Remember, a fellowship is just two or more. We don't need an echo chamber. We only as strong as our weakest link. And again, what I see is that, complaining about anything, including so-called racism, it's a weakness. So I got to identify it. I got to try to address it. But I mean no harm. D. Griff, if you are here or you do watch this on the replay or something like that, definitely hit me up. I didn't want to keep going on in Cali West's chat. That's, not respectful to his chat and to his channel. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. Give me 1 second. Got to adjust this just a little bit. Where is my thing at? Here we go. Bear with me, y'all. I'll keep talking, but you won't be able to see me. But, D. Griff, if you do catch this on the replay or something like that, definitely hit me up. It's skydaddyfofos@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to fellowship with you one-on-one, because any man that has anger is absolutely a woman. He's absolutely acting like his mother. And the longer that we continue to placate to that and we pretend like that's a norm, it's going to continue to control us, in a sense. So shout out to Cali West for being a gracious host, for allowing me to speak my piece, even allowing me to answer some chats from some of the guys in the chat. And I know that my approach, and let me see if that's better, much better, much better. And I know that my approach is foreign to a lot of people. But again, my lane is spiritual. If we're not focusing on the spiritual aspect of things, then to me, we're not going in the right direction. We've tried everything else. We've talked about women. We've talked about politics. We've talked about this and that. When are we going to talk about taking care of ourselves and cleaning out our cup? That way we can move forward and act accordingly. And if we haven't addressed the issues with us going on first and foremost, then everything else to me is a moot point. Everything else is, as Coach would say, it's an absolute moot point. But give me a second to fix my camera here, because it's a little off from yesterday coming on that stream. So we should be 100% now. Perfect. All right. But so it was excellent to go in there. I'm gonna clip up some of that. I'm also getting some information together as far as breaking down where racism came from, what racism really is, and how it ties into something that I call fear mongering, and also manipulation, and also it's the spirit of a woman. It's extremely weak, because now you can make any excuse for it. We know that most situations and that most things happen because we had bad parents. We had bad parents. They didn't make the best decisions. And if we can look at people that come over as immigrants, if we can look at people that are less fortunate, that have disabilities and stuff like that, that are making the best of their lives, why can't we do that? Why do we always have to go and say, hey, it's racism? Why don't we do what we need to do first? And then let's see where we're at from there. So if we focus on that and say, is this, it's going to take us away from trying to focus on trying to get here. And if we're not doing that in the best way, there's no way we could say that we have, guys that don't want to work. Yeah, we all see this. We all see the Mitches that jump in the comments. We all see these guys, YNs running around with their booty hanging out, that don't want to work, that are robbing people, that got switches, that want to take on the national government. Let me get at a We all see this. So deny that fact, I mean, it's being part of the problem. We see that so-called black women are overweight at a 70 to 80% clip, that they're wearing hair hats. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. We see that they are cantankerous. And we know that most people, their father didn't lead them. They left the mother. The mother put him on child support, which is a wealth transfer. We know that that is something that we can't control. So why not focus on that? So when we say, hey, it's racism, it's redlining, it's this, that, and the third, it's going to take us away from the goal. Let's focus on us first, and then we'll pick that up from there. And that's the whole premise of my argument. That's the whole premise of what I'm saying. Let me get this off the screen. Shout out to you, Cali West, once again. And again, thanks for even, allowing the topic to manifest. So when I see something like, whether it's Charlie Kirk, whether it's Trump, whether it's David Duke, whether it's somebody in your neighborhood, you're always going to find this outlet, because you know what? You know what you guys really don't want? This is what you guys really don't want. You guys don't want to do the work. A lot of guys don't want to do the work. That's the real problem. Guys don't want to put in the work. They don't want to have to do the spiritual work. They don't want to have to do the mental work. They don't want to have to do the physical work. They don't want to look in the mirror. So as long as you can Spider-Man meme and point in that direction, you can always make an excuse for why you're not where you need to be at, because you don't want to do the work. And it starts right here with your spiritual energy. It starts with your will and who you are as an individual. Being able to overcome your thoughts, being able to look in the mirror and take an honest assessment of who you are, that's where it starts at. And hold on really quick, because I am absolutely cooking right now. So I'm going to do a bit of a breakdown on this whole race thing. I'm also going to try to hit some street interviews. And let me ask for anybody that might watch this later on the replay. And Cali West, you got some nice numbers off that video too. You got some nice numbers off of that. So, maybe down the road we could do another collab. Maybe I can bring you up or something like that. But I do appreciate your platform. I do appreciate your cadence. I do appreciate your showmanship. You absolutely have a great thing going, and it's a great place for guys to, just speak their piece. But I definitely am going to do some more research and some better breakdowns. And I cannot get my camera right ever since I adjusted it yesterday. There we go. Hold on, let me take a sip of this tea. But getting back to our regular scheduled programming. And again, if you don't believe me, just keep living. And I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm here to, speak my piece, stand on that, and fellowship with guys. And the fellowship is to correct and edify one another. There is no right or wrong. Let no man lead you. We are supposed to correct and edify one another. Iron sharpens iron, and we're only as strong as our weakest link. And again, just from my perspective and what I can see, when someone's not, addressing the issues with themselves first, and they're blaming some external thing, whatever it might be, this is what I see right away.
Something is wrong here. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you very much.
It's a dead giveaway. It's a dead giveaway that they're weak and they're not doing the things that they need to do in order to be optimum in their life. So with that being said, we're going to get back into our regular scheduled programming. And for those dudes out there, that are so tough, and that, so-called black people are, the greatest thing since sliced bread to ever touch the earth, then you should be able to overcome this. This should be easy to overcome. So-called racism and the white man and blah, 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 blah. Why can't you overcome it if you're so great? That's a question for those guys out there. So again, if D Griff or anybody else that, disagree with that, I would love to fellowship with you. I would even be willing to bring you up. We could talk about it. You could hit me up in my Gmail. You could hit me up on my channel. I'm live pretty much every day at this point, whether I'm doing the energy strengthening. And right now we're doing a saga. We are on day 13. But ultimately, man, this is what I'm really here for. I'm just here to deliver the message. I'm just really here to do this. I'm just here to deliver the message. And 50 years after I die, I see that a lot of people might understand what I'm trying to put down. All right, Cali West is in the building. He's up early, man. Did you even sleep? Did you sleep, big dog? You might need some. And I'm not drinking coffee right now. I'm in a monk mode, so no caffeine for your boy. But the discussion originated based on CK, disregard of the black experience, which is disingenuous. It comes from his prejudice views. Individually, we can always do the work, but it comes up. Okay, interesting point, Cali West. So which one should we tackle first? Should we tackle the individual work, or should we tackle what someone else is saying? And opinions are like a-holes. We all going to have one. So why should we care that much? You know why a lot of people care so much? Like if you told me I was a short white man it would roll off me like water off a duck's butt. You want to know why? Because it's not true. So when he's saying some of these things, deep down inside, a lot of people know that it has truth to it. To me, CK, he just represents a microcosm of just other people that might have this perspective. Ultimately, whether they say it out loud or whether they do it behind closed doors, that's going to be their opinion, which they have a right to. Everybody has a right to their opinion, right or wrong, good or bad. But what I'm saying is if we haven't done everything that we possibly can do, then there's going to always leave that sliver of doubt that we're not putting ourselves in the best position. And that's what I want to focus on. If we take our time and our energy, which is what I see what most Black people do, they focus on racism, they focus on prejudice, they focus on this and this and this, but they're not focused on, am I in shape? Am I being the best father and mother? Am I taking care of my community? Am I being truthful? Am I putting the Most High first along with nothing else? Am I where I need to be spiritually? Do I have vices that control me? If they're not doing that, it's always going to leave that sliver of doubt. And I say, don't put the cart before the horse. Put that first, take care of that first, and then all these other things are going to fall in place. And you know what trumps racism, Cali West? Guess what trumps racism? What trumps racism is value. Even if you have value, racism doesn't. It's a magic trick how it goes away when you have value. If you don't believe me, look at people from India. Look at people from China. They don't cry about this. They try to make the best of the situation. Looks like he got something more to say. Hold on, let me see this real quick. Right there. For discussion, we must address it. CK wants to point the finger at BM without accepting that his great grandparent have generational wealth because they were able to benefit from a 150 plus head start. So why were they doing well? Why were so-called Black people doing well in the 1950s? Like, I pick everything up from the 1950s. Anything prior to that, honestly, I don't want to hear it, because in the 1950s, they had families, they had character, they were doing well. They were actually doing better financially than what we're doing today because the family unit was together. Men and women were working together. They were producing great offspring. They didn't cry about, what their problems were. I don't want to use that whole phrase, they laced it up by their bootstraps, but they did what was in front of them. And they put, a lot of them put God first. They had God in their life. They were the most Christian, married, family-oriented people. And even when it was a much more aggressive social climate where you would say that so-called racism existed, these people perform much better. You don't see them with weaves, twerking on cars, single mothers. You didn't see any of that stuff. So what's the difference between 1950 and now? Is because the fathers are not in the home. That's the biggest issue. And because men are weak. Men are weak. Like, these women out here now, these BMs, they should go the way of the dodo bird. But most guys made a booty their god. And since they made booty their god, they keep reproducing more Pookie spawn. They keep producing with these women that are not worth a D. Like, I'd rather die on my heel than produce more Pookie spawn with these degenerate women. But most guys are not strong enough to do that because booty is their god. So CK, once again, he's a microcosm for something much bigger, and they're entitled to their opinion. And honestly, you know who the most so-called racist people is? If there was a racism, is Black people. They would be the most racist people on the planet, and it's not even close. I mean, look at how they're responding to him, getting his head blown off in front of his, or getting his neck blown off in front of his wife and his children. Like, that's not class. That's not, regardless of how you see them, man, you should at least have enough, human decency not to want to see that. But they don't. They laugh about it. Oh, it's, it is what it is, blah, 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 blah. But then when someone has that same type of energy, they want to cry about it. Okay. And actually, with a lot of his points, I actually do agree with him. I don't know about some of his statistics. I see, and I wasn't very familiar with his, and I'm not a CK supporter or anything like that. I really wasn't familiar with a lot of his material until recently. I had seen him before in the algorithm. I might have caught a video here and there. But for the most part, I would say that he's speaking his truth about a lot of things. I see that some of his stats may be, exaggerated. But I definitely see a lot of truth in what he was saying and his perspective of where he's coming from. All right. So on the contrary, CK focused on race, not BP. I guess BP stands for Black Power. He could stick to his community. Well, America is his community, and America is all of our community, regardless of how we want to divide it. So-called black people and so-called white people, they're always going to be intertwined, and just America in general, just with all cultures. So if you're here in America, it's an American issue. People that live in the suburbs, they go to downtown, they can't avoid YNs because we're all in this, community. We're all in this land. So he's just addressing issues like, we see a lot of, to me, not all, but most white people are infatuated with their stuff. And that's what's making them weak, is because they would rather sacrifice stuff than doing what's right. Back in the day, and I'm halfway to 80, I saw much stronger white men than what we see today. A lot of them are a lot more zesty today, doing gay parades and stuff like that. But back in like the 90s and the 80s, when I was a younger kid, you didn't see these type of things going on because those white guys were stronger. Now he could focus on that too, but to me, collectively as a group, this is a problem for everybody. Like these, and actually Cali West, these people are more, these YNs, these black people, they're more likely to kill me or you than they are CK. And that's facts. All right, see what else we got here. Why were they together? One word: segregation. Black people in the 1950s didn't have welfare. They didn't have WM going door to door. I don't know what WM is, but they didn't have WM going door to door offering welfare pilot program sending. Again, this was the example that I gave you yesterday. If somebody put a kilo of Coke at your front door, you wouldn't sniff it, you wouldn't try to sell it. So at the end of the day, even if you decide to stand on the corner and something happens to you, you got to take responsibility that you decided to stand on the corner. And that's the reality of it. We keep saying they put guns in the community. They put drugs in the community. Doesn't mean we had to shoot them. Doesn't mean we had to sell them. Doesn't mean we had to sniff them. And until we can, and I'm sure that they had, propaganda going on at that time as well too. But ultimately, they fell for it. They got to take responsibility that they fell for it. And I don't see that was all white people. I see that maybe that was, let's say, 5% of white people. There's still another 95% of white people that had nothing to do with it. For we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with spirits and wickedness in high places. That's the real issue. I really see that as the government versus the American people, and they divide us with lies like racism. They divide us with lies like prejudice and stuff like that, men versus women. And then this is how they're able to divide and conquer. As Coach would say, subversion from within. Subversion from within. That's what they're doing. But to me, the reason that it's a point of emphasis and I don't fellowship with women about these things, is because us as men, we're supposed to be able to overcome all things. So us as so-called the greatest people on earth, black people, this should be something that we should be able to overcome. And we got cameras nowadays where we could, show and prove that this person is discriminating and treating us wrong and stuff like that. And yet what we always see is that people are looting. We see fat black women. We see YNs. We see child support, ripping fathers away from their children. We see all this stuff. This is what we primarily see. And it's going to start with us as the men. It's going to start with us saying, hey, look, I need to do better. I need to do better myself. I need to get my spirit stronger. I know that I'm carrying a cross that most people won't understand. And I know I might have to go down this path alone, but I know 1000% I'm correct. BM to Vietnam, the war on drugs. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Hold on. I got something for you. Come on, man. What we got? Here we go.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga please, bitch.
That's how Cali West is looking at me right now. Hold on, one more time.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga please, bitch.
That's how you looking at me right now, huh, Cali West? All right. Is it really his community? His facts are not even straight because racism doesn't exist. I agree with that. Racism doesn't exist. And that's where I would disagree. And again, I'm not a Charlie Kirk, a CK supporter. I'm not a CK fan. I was not really familiar with his work until recently. But, even if a man told me truth underneath a bridge, truth is truth. Truth is truth. And what I see is that racism doesn't exist. So even when he's talking about it, what he's doing is he's saying, hey, from this group that look like this is what I'm primarily seeing. That's how I absorb the information. And when I hear black, white, all that stuff, no. What I see from people that have melanated skin, for the most part, A lot of them are not doing the things that they need to do in order to be productive members of society. Not all, but most of them. You can't have an 80% single mother epidemic, people, out here wearing their pants off their butt, killing each other, doing all this type of stuff. We don't even want to live in those communities. Tell me one place where it's predominantly in America, where it's predominantly so-called black people that people are flocking to move to. Most people get their money up, and what do? They move to so-called white communities. All right, yet people, and honestly, let me back this up for a second, because again, I'm just here to deliver the message. If people didn't have hate in their heart, Cali West, if you didn't have hate, let's just break it down to elementary level. If you don't have hate in your heart, regardless of the color, would it be possible to be a so-called racist? If you don't have hate in your heart, if that's not there, would it be possible to be a racist? All right, but you got another comment. It says, yet people did the same ninja sheet black people do, but they gave them the New Deal. Ghettos didn't begin with BP. They replaced white ninjas with black ninjas by purposely keeping black people down. So if that was true, why were the black people in the 1950s, why were they doing well? Character-wise, we're evaluating based on character. We're not evaluating based on financials or anything like that. We're evaluating based on character, that these people had better character. And that's where it's going to start from. We need to get better character. We can't cry and whine about this and that if we have low character, we have low ethics, we have a low way of operating, or our so-called women are out of control. If we're not taking care of that first, everything else to me is a moot point. Like everything else to me, like booty is most a black guy's got. Oh, she got ass though. How many times you hear that? She's a cantankerous, unruly, untrusting woman, but she got a big butt, so all is dismissed. And most guys, that's how they operate. Most guys will put ass before the bag, and it's a terrible way, and we know that that's true. And he says racism does exist. I mean, there's no proof of it. If you don't have any hate in your heart, there's no way you could be a racist. There's no 10-year-old that's a racist. There's no 5-year-old that's a racist. Where do we all start? So if it's something that's really there, how come it's not there? Because it's something that's taught to us. It's something that's imputed into our minds as truth. And then we accept it as truth because just like our parents, we believe in a thought. And then it's something that's unreal. We believe that it's real. Racism doesn't exist. There's no proof of it. There's people that might have hatred of people who have brown skin. And notice I said hatred of people who have brown skin because they have hate in their heart. So it's hate. And we have to identify for what it is, because if we look at it and keep calling it racism, it's going to keep on chasing us. This ghost is going to keep on chasing us for something that's not truly real. It's going to keep making us weak. And I got to get into my energy strengthening. That's what I'm really here for, is to keep the saga going. We are on day 13. So I'm going to get to that in just a second. But I do want to pay you your respect for bringing me up and just being here to fellowship with me. And again, a fellowship is just 2 or more. So it looks like we got 2 people in the house, including myself. That's more than enough. It says View Park, Baldwin Hills, the black part of the Hamptons are thriving black communities. Yeah, I'll look into it. I'm not super familiar with it. I've heard of it before, but let's say this. Let's say those places are thriving places. Wouldn't they want to keep the majority of so-called black people out of there? Like they wouldn't be open to say, hey, it's a black utopia. You guys from Atlanta, Chicago, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, come on in. Would they? No. Those exclusive black people in these places, like let's say View Park, Baldwin Hills, and again, I'll do some more research on it. I've heard of these places before, but I don't have extensive research on it. They would say there's no way they would want the average black person to come up in their community. Wouldn't that be racist? Hold on. This is an excellent topic. Very thought-provoking. Saying racism doesn't exist is like saying borders don't exist, but if you cross the line, you will get deported. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's hatred. We're classifying it for something that it's not. Borders do exist, absolutely. Racism doesn't exist. It's hatred. If you don't have hatred in your heart, it's impossible for you to have so-called racism. It's impossible. Like, have you ever met a 5-year-old that is a so-called racist? Where'd he come from? It's not real. They see different people, but they don't judge. Racism is like a judgment. It's hatred. That's all it is. We just got to keep it simple. And again, why are we not addressing the real issues? Why are we not addressing single motherism? Why are we not addressing bad culture? Why we're not addressing those things first and then addressing so-called racism? That is my biggest point. Why are we not taking care of ourselves spiritually and then addressing so-called racism? We're worrying about this and this and this, but our house is on fire and we're doing it to ourselves. Most of the people, even if they work a job paying $30,000 a year, and the man and the woman, and they work together, they got a great chance of living a decent life. But yet we're worried about this and this and this, because you want to know why, Cali West? Not all, but most men today are weak. That's what it really boils down to. They're just weak. They're weak spiritually. All white people are not good people. By the way, WM still lead in homicides and PDF. Yeah, it's just a numbers thing. Like, because it's just, they make up the vast majority of people. I mean, that's pretty simple. But all white people are no, there's no man is good, no woman is good. Only God is good. There's no such thing as a good person just in general. All the glory to the Most High. So yeah, I agree with you. There's no white people that are good. There's no black people that are good. There's no people that are good. Only God is good. I agree. There are racists. Come on, Cali West. Come on, man. Hold on.
Stop it. Get some help.
Come on, man. You've never met a racist 5-year-old. They're just mimicking what they saw. There's no such thing as a race. They don't even understand the concept, which lets you know it's not real. Come on, Cali West. CK brought up race, but black people can't respond. That's not logical. Well, I mean, again, I am not champion CK. That is not, I disagree with him. I disagree with him on the whole race, that racism exists as well too. But what I do agree with him is that people that look like this are primarily doing this. This is what I do agree with him. I don't care about the whole race thing. I really don't. I don't even believe that it's real. I see people who have melanated skin, who speak the Queen's English here, who are Americans that didn't come over and immigrate. And I'm actually seeing a lot more of them ashy foots coming over, and they're doing this as well too. Like, I see that those people, they are degenerate. They have a bad culture. Their women are overweight. They are aggressive and violent. They have bad tendencies. They have bad neighborhoods. I agree with that, regardless of the race. And when I look at other people, whether it's Asian people, whether it's people from India, whether it's white people, I do not see that in great mass and great percentages of people that look like that. But as far as the race thing, again, I don't believe that there's a such thing as race. I believe that there's different type of phenotypes. There's different types of looks of people. And when I see people that look like me, that look like you, in today's day and age, typically they have a bad culture. They have a bad culture, not race. They have a bad culture. And this could be, you could find this in pockets, maybe on 8 Mile in Michigan or something like that, or somewhere in Florida where it's trailer park trash. It's the same thing. It's just a bad culture, man. We got to call it for what it is. These people have hatred in their heart. They got a bad culture, and that's the end result. Sheet. Hold on, Cali West. I got to hit you with this again, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
I love you, my brother. I love you, man. You're too strong for this. I think deep down inside, man, you know that I'm right. That's why I said to D Griff yesterday, man, hit dogs holler. People know that I'm right. People can't understand why I'm taking this stance. I don't look like a Candace Owens. I don't look like an Officer Tatum. You can tell that I'm not Officer Fakeums. You can tell that I'm not cut from that cloth. You can tell that, I'm definitely more connected to the people. And I'm just keeping it real with us. We're focusing on the wrong things. We're focusing on the wrong things. And again, I'm not here to change anybody's mind. You guys can believe on it. You could take, racism to bed with you and cuddle up with it and hug it and snuggle up with it. Good luck with that. That's all I'm gonna say. Good luck with that. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm here to just deliver the message. And the message that I'm here to deliver is that it starts first with our energy. It starts first with strengthening our energy. And then once we strengthen our energy, everything else is going to fall in place. I don't want to hear anything else other than that, whether it's racism or crying about females or this and this and this. If you're not doing the necessary things with your energy, which is the only thing that you have, the meat shall inherit the earth, then it's being counterproductive. And for me, someone who's actually doing the spiritual works, showing improvement on day 13, it's no point even getting into it. There's no point in getting into it. So I'm pretty much done with it, to be honest with it. But I will put out a video. I'm gonna do some more research on the origins of racism, how it's connected to hate. I'll break all that down hopefully tomorrow or maybe even later today in the live stream. I was doing some research on it this morning, but I'm absolutely sure, 1000% sure, there's no such thing as racism. It doesn't exist. All right, you got one more comment here, and then I got to get into it, what I'm here for. Just because you may believe racism is not real doesn't mean that it is. I could be wrong. You're absolutely right. I could be wrong. This is your perspective based on your determination to rise above it. Even if it was a construct, it still is a thing that exists. All right, like I said on your show yesterday when you brought me up, and you got some decent numbers, man. Consider bringing me up again, man. And hopefully them super chats was looking nice too, man. Hopefully them super chats. Hold on, I gotta hit you with this, big dog. Looked like you was getting a few through. So if anything, I'll bring some controversy out. Maybe I could play the villain on your show. Hold on, let me hit you with this. This was you. That was Cali West last night getting them super chats. Hey, I mean, I'll even change. They can even call me Sky Daddy 666. I'm cool with it. If it's gonna get you paid, brother, hey, let's get it. Let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen. I'm down with that. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's gonna change my perspective on it. I see it as truth. The Most High revealed that to me, and that's what I'm gonna see. So yeah, I'd be happy to come up again and say, hey, we got them back. They get their pitchforks out. And they with racism and prejudice written on the side and they mama's name on it, and they just throwing them at me, and you just collecting the bag, big dog. I'm down for that. Let's get it. Thanks for bringing me up. If anything is controversial, it'll make for some good TV here. I don't mind it. You're not Candace Owens or nothing, but we can't agree to disagree. I don't let racism stop me, but racism is still a catalyst for the start position specific communication. Salute. Let me read that one more time. You're not Candace Owens, thank God. Hold on, let me hit you with this. Hold on, where's it at? I'm definitely not Candace. Because I see that she denies certain obvious facts. I mean, she's coming around, dealing with the Z people. So shout out to her. Are nothing, but we can agree to disagree. I don't let racism stop me, but racism is still a catalyst for the start position of specific communities. That's where we're going to disagree at. I see it starts with the individual. It starts with the individual, man. It starts with the individual. At the end of the day, we're all going to meet our maker. It's all about how we dealt with things while we were here. A person can be racist for 100 years, and guess what, Cali West? They still die. For you, your 100 years that you're going to be here, how did you do it? Did you spend it overcoming racism, or did you spend it crying about so-called racism? Which one is it? We got two choices there. We can either, because clearly us saying this, they're not changing. They're not changing. They're not going to change their perspective. So which one should we do? Should we keep saying, crying about racism, or should we spend the energy to overcome it? That's where I'm at with it. That's simple. All right, you got some dynamite for me? Hold on. And I really got to get into... I truly appreciate you bringing me up. I truly appreciate you for being here. But I got to keep my saga going. I am on day 13 of the energy strengthening because I got some great content lined up for October. I got some collabs that I'm going to try to do. I was actually supposed to try to meet I Show Speed here at the mall, but it was a little mix up. I did have, my DJ cameraman reach out to him. And, I dropped the ball on that. I got to give myself an L for that. I wanted to fellowship with the good brother about, why he hates his mom. And I Show Speed has definitely some mommy issues. So I wanted to fellowship with my younger brother and just bring some clarity to that. And I got some other interviews with my homeboy Ashy Foot. So I got some great content lining up. So I got to continue to do the energy strengthening 30 days up, 30 days down, because I'm showing improvement. So that way later down the road, when I present some of this content and I challenge some of these people, that are in so-called masculine and strong positions, I guarantee they're not going to be able to do what I did in September of 2025. And if they can't do that, then it's going to leave a little doubt that they're not who they say they are. So I got to give back to that because it's important moving forward to say, hey, look, I show and prove live on camera that I'm overcoming the mind. I do not see that a lot of guys can sit here 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and overcome their thoughts. I would recommend any guy starting there, and then we could pick up the conversation from there. Honestly, if a person's not doing the spiritual works, to me, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. All right, but yeah, I'd be happy to come up again, man. Be like, we got him back by popular demand. Everybody hates Sky Daddy 666. I'm cool with that, man. And you get a bag in the process, man. Again, I'm just here to deliver the message. Outside of this YouTube thing, outside of just these conversations, I'm doing well in life. I've been doing well for a long time. So for me personally, because my kids are a little bit older, I made a promise to them when they were young that I would focus on being a father and not focus on this lane. I've been wanting to do this for probably about the last 5 years. And that's why I just sat in the background and just watch content. You can ask Coach. I've probably been Coach Tribe since, I know since the days of where he was streaming from his living room and he would have to tell the kids to go upstairs so that way he could stream with the couch in the background where he didn't even have any videos. So I've been around for a long time. I work with, other people in the background, other bigger content creators. And I finally decided, hey, it's my time in order to come up and present this lane. But I know that it's a lot of stuff that's going to come with it. But at this point, my kids are a little bit older. So I see that I'm in a position to push this now. But really, man, again, we could cry about being in the hole, or we could use that same energy to get out of the hole. With that being said, it is time to get to it and what we really here for. This is where a lot of people run. They can talk about, injustices all day, but when it's time to do the work, hold on. This is where people happen when it's time to do the work. They out of there. And that's where I'm always going to have my doubts. So let's get into it. You know where I'm at with. If you watch my show before, we're getting ready to do the energy strengthening. This is a spiritual practice. This is not a religion. I'm not a religious person. This is not a cult. This is something to just sprinkle in, add to your day to bring clarity and try to make optimum energy, strengthen it. So that way you make the best decisions moving forward. And we don't do all that talky over here. We do some walkie over here. Actions speak louder than words.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
And Cali West, I'm still going to chop it up with you when I head to Miami in December. So I'll definitely let you know exactly when I'm going to be down there. So that way we can chop it up in fellowship face to face, man. And meal on me, man. Meal on me. Because I'm in your city. All right. Got the camera set up so that way you can see me while I'm doing the energy strengthening. Again, we are on day number 13. Hold on. This camera, man. Some days is better than others. We're on day number 13 of the energy strengthening. And again, we just simply turn our hands over, watch our thoughts like we're watching a movie. Also pay attention to what we're experiencing on the inside, whether your eyes twitching, whether your stomach is rumbling, what's going on around you, your house is creaking, birds is chirping, and you just sit here and just breathe. Hands turned over, try to sit as still as possible. Don't judge yourself if you lean to the right, you lean to the left. Don't even judge yourself if you fall asleep while doing the energy strengthening. When you fall asleep when you're doing the energy strengthening, that's just all that stress coming off of you. It's all that stress coming off of you. The creator is, bringing that peace over you. And when you have that peace, stress cannot exist there. So when you're doing the energy strengthening, never, ever, 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 never judge yourself. Chicken sandwich. Oh no, that's hilarious. I got you, big dog. I got you, man. I gotta hit you with this though. For the chicken sandwich.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga please, bitch.
All right, so let's get right into it. Got somebody else just popped up in the building. And shout out to everybody being here. Special shout out to Cali West, man. I love you, my brother, from another. I really appreciate the pushback. The fellowship is awesome, but it is time to do what I'm here for.
My nigga.
All the glory to the Most High. Get those timers set. We always set it for a little bit more than what we need. Let me get this window open over here, get some fresh air flowing through here. And again, we're just going to watch our thoughts like we're watching a movie. All right. And hopefully people are doing it with me. Cali West, you too, man. Give me 2 minutes. Give Caesar what is Caesar's, but give God's what is God's. And maybe you observe that racism thing and see that it's a farce. Try to energy strengthen it, man. It'll bring some clarity to you. All right. Sit as still as possible. Turn your hands over. Place them on your thighs. Tilt your head slightly. Feel a natural focus in between your eyebrows. And just breathe. Just breathe. All right. All right. I don't think my alarm went off initially. Stayed a little longer than I was supposed to. Yeah, definitely did. All right, that's day 13. Morning in the books. In the books. Salute to you, Mr. West. I appreciate you for being here again. I appreciate you for bringing me on. Appreciate you for rocking with me, watching my show. And I did have a question for you. If you could let me know, what do you use for your thumbnails? You always have a great thumbnail, so I could definitely add that to my repertoire as a content creator now. But I appreciate you, my brother. All right. And deep thought, LOL. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I just want to observe them, man. You want to separate from them. So when I'm doing my energy strengthening, I'm pulling away from it. I'm I can see everything for what it is, and I noticed that the thoughts were not me. And that I never had a thought that was in the present moment. So it always showed me the past, the future, and imagination. And ever since then, I've been doing energy strengthening for about 8 years. I've noticed that, a lot of things that I thought was true, and I'm not going to even say the R word, we're past that now. But I would notice that a lot of things that I perceived before was not true. So it was revealed to me. And revealed to me is remembering something that I already knew. But that is my time. We got 13. You mean my photo thumbnail? Yes, your photo thumbnail. What do you use to make your thumbnail? If you don't mind me asking. Because I typically just take a picture and I just post it, or either I'll take a clip from either like a live stream that I did out here in these streets. Hold on, where's that at?
With me in these streets.
And speaking of these streets, either today or tomorrow, I will definitely get out in these streets and get some good content for people.
With me in these streets.
I use Kavana, a professional camera, to take pics. Oh, okay. And this is for like your thumbnail, like so where you'll have like CK on there. I forget who all you had on there. You'll have like these pictures of different people. Let me pull up your channel and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, you had this one yesterday where you had I don't know if you can see that. You see how you got all those people on there? I want to know how you do that. Like Amanda Seals, Charleston White, Charlie Kirk. Like I always notice that you're able to add those type of people to your thumbnail. Let me go to your channel real quick. Oh, okay. I use the Kavana for thumbnails, videos, and photo editing. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I'm gonna have to check that out. But Cali West, again, I appreciate you for being here, my brother. I definitely all love, and remember, a fellowship is just two or more. But if I stay any longer, I have to charge you. Peace. Have a well and productive day, Cali West. I appreciate you, big dog.